Hi there, just before the next video starts, I just wanted to mention that you now have an opportunity to do a bit of sponsorship with AJ, yours truly here. So basically everybody's been on at us to get better kit, get better recording equipment, get better visual equipment to give you a better video quality. And at the end of the day, that's really what we're trying to do all the way along. So I thought the only way we can do this is to set up a Patreon account and a PayPal one-off donation account. So if you fancy offering us a couple of pennies or even a couple of pounds if you're feeling flush, then please go to AJ the Player YouTube channel, and on the top right hand side you will find a little button, and there's one says PayPal and the other one says Patreon. If you click either one of those, you can make a little donation. One's a more regular donation and the other one's a one-off. If you don't have a PC or access to a PC, it's even more simple on your tablet or on your mobile. Just scroll across to the About button on the top there, and you'll see immediately there's two little links to either the Patreon or the PayPal account. I really appreciate your time in listening to me. This is not a begging situation, it's just saying, well, if you want to help out, then please feel free to do so. Thanks, and enjoy the next video. Hi guys, welcome back to the Player YouTube channel, and you join me today in what I consider one of the best SUVs on the market, one of the best luxury SUVs, shall we say, because there is a distinct difference between this and some of the other SUVs that we have recently reviewed. This is the Porsche Cayenne Hybrid Coupe. It's a bit of a mouthful, but there again, it's a bit of a car. It's a stunning car. Let's get around it, let's get underneath it and give you our evaluation of this latest offering from Porsche. Okay, so where better place to start than under the bonnet? And the bonnet release is just down there in the driver's side footwell. Unless you're overseas, of course, and then it'll be in the passenger footwell, because they're not going to swap the releases round, are they? There you go, nice and simple. Big catch in the middle, two big gas struts, pulls it straight up. This particular car is the 3-litre V6. It develops around about 460 brake horsepower. Now that's just not just off the engine, that's combined with the electric motor. You've got around 135 of brake of that is part of the electric motor as well. So put them together, you get 460. I'll let you do the math on the rest of that. There is a V8 option on this, guys. If you're a bit of a V8 aficionado, you can get a 4-litre V8 under the bonnet here. It's also an e-hybrid, and combined that will give you 680 brake horsepower, which is completely ludicroso, but we love it anyway. There's no PDK gearbox on this because this thing is designed to tow stuff, and you can't have a PDK when you're towing things, as you'll probably work out. All in all, this car weighs just over, or just around about 3 tons, 3 metric tons. That's a pretty heavy car. And that electric motor under there will allow this car, this 3 tons, to skim around in absolute silence up to about 80 miles per hour, which is pretty cool. Let's have a look around the rest of the car, see what you get for £100,000 plus. From a distance, the first thing you're never going to miss on one of these is these Day-Glow calipers that they've put on it, which match the Day-Glow badge as well, the accentuated Day-Glow badge. Can't quite make my mind up on those. One thing I do love though are these rims, 21-inch rims. They're absolutely massive. Working your way around here, you've got the little ice cube lights at the front, which is very synonymous with all the Porsche brand nowadays. So you've got the 4 around the central beam there in the middle. Really, really nice. I do love those, especially when the running lights are on and you're driving down the road. Very cool. All of these vents, by the way, are all working vents. So this one especially fires all the air as it's being sucked through at speed straight over that caliper, that Day-Glow caliper, in order to stop it day-glowing orange if it gets too hot. Round at the front, I just find this a little bit boring. I would have thought Porsche could have done a bit more with this. It's very rounded as well. It's sort of like someone's, I don't know, just not really taking a lot of effort. That's just a personal opinion. I still like the look of the car. I mean, it's quite a sexy looking car, but a little bit of lacking design there. Let's go and have a look around the side and at the back and let's see if that increases in its design capabilities. So around at the side, well, look at the lovely lines. It is a good looking car from the side, really nice. You get these big, massive, great foldy-in mirrors. You've got a little button in there if you want to do it manually, you can fold them in as well. The actual slope of this denotes it's the coupe, so it's got this much longer sloping back to it as well. You've got petrol here, so you can load up your petrol here. Round this side, he says very quickly, you've got another filler cap. This is the electric filler cap, and I'll show you the kit you get with that and how you do that in a minute. It's all very, very simple. So let's start from the top, as they say. Up at the very top, you get this big diffuser, which behind the wing can rush down, and then there's a wing that's built in here that you can't see at the moment, but I'm going to demonstrate it by the power of editing in a second. But that actually pops up and down and it works at speed. So it's pretty much like some of the other, you know, the 997 and some of those where you get that auto bit that comes up at the back. Sweeps down over here. This little sort of piece that runs along here has quite an effect on this car. It actually scoops that air up and pushes it down dynamically, aerodynamically. Got your big Porsche lighted badge up in there, which is really nice. Your Dayglow Cayenne badge, which I think is a little bit over the top on the back. I'd have probably gone away with that. How much nicer does that look? Do you agree? It's more classy, isn't it? Yeah, never mind. LEDs around the side here. These I do love. They're really, really nice as well. And then the two, Mahusif, large. Look at them. Ah, they're real, massive exhaust on it. All in all, it's got a sexy rear, hasn't it? A real proper sexy rear. Let's see what it's like inside. Let's have a look inside, see how much litres of space you get in here. You get the little button down here just above the number plate and you click that and it's electronically assisted. You'd expect that. Okay, first of all, you get a Velcroed safety kit. Rather nice. In there is a little triangle and some fluorescent D-glue vests to wear when you're out on the road, matching your calipers. Rather nice. I'm going to put that over there for a minute. Then you get your little briefcase with your electronic charging equipment. In here, we'll do a little separate piece in a second. I'll show you exactly what that does. But it's got all your gubbins in there. Great word, gubbins. We love gubbins. Okay, so parcel shelf. Let's check that one out. You know what I always say about these? This one does actually come out reasonably well. You just pop that up there like that, pop those little things off there, and then you just pull, and out she comes. Now, the only thing is, as you'll notice in a minute, there's nowhere to put this. However, you can lay it flat that way round if you had to. But to be honest, I think someone else has tried doing this, and it's probably not the best thing. You can get this sort of rather, yeah, sexy netting, they call that. Sexy netting. It's not every day you get sexy netting with a car. In order to get the seats down in this, you have to go around the side. So I'm going to have to go around here while you carry on filming. And there's a lever over here that pops that one down like that and it locks into position. In order to get this one down, which does come separately, there is a little button and you have to sort of reach round. It's really awkward. It's there, so it's just a little button in there. That's your ski hedge down the middle. Look, see? Or in the UK, we call it the B&Q. So you can put your extra long piece of wood through there. Now I've got to go around the other side. I'll tell you what, you stay there. I'm going to run round there. You can hear me running. Do this at high speed. Here we go. Imagine doing this when it's pouring with rain, freezing cold. There you go. But what you do get in here is 670 litres of boot space. That's bigger than a BMW X6 Coupe by about, 90 litres, and it's also bigger than the Mercedes GLE, and that in itself is 650 litres, so 20 litres more in this car. It's all nicely decked out. However, we started to go good, now we go bad again. I'm going to come around the back and show you. So, you would think in a car like this, first of all, you'd have a space saver because this is a big car, and if it is designed to tow things and go off-road and do other bits and pieces, you should have a spare wheel. Unfortunately, it doesn't. In actual fact, it's so limited. Look, that's all you get. You get your little puncture repair kit, which is neatly stowed away in here in a pannier. I can't even get it out. You get a puncture thing that, you know, pumps the tyre up, which, well, is there a 12 volt here? Yes, there is. There's a 12 volt in here next to your cargo netting. But under here, to be honest, guys, I mean, come on. Yes, you should. There's a big surround system in here, a Bose sound system. Shame, very great shame. It was really going well. I'll carry on because there are a couple of other nice bits and pieces. So you get this lovely metal scuff guard here. And look, load height straight away. And also there's a height adjustment here as well. So if you need to go up and down, there is a button here and it will go up and down for you. So you can adjust the suspension if you've got to lift some heavy stuff in there. And it's not going to, look, it's nice and flat and even and level. All in all, it's a really nice space. I like it, but the most impractical car I've ever seen because having to run around there and pull those seats down and do all that. Oh, well, look, I'm going up again. Ooh, ooh, that was rather nice. I suddenly shot up in the air. Let's get in the back for the passengers because those seats must be really comfortable and the passengers in this car need to be looked after. 3, before we get in the back for the passengers, by the way, if you don't want to watch this, just double, skip and go to the passenger bit. But if you want to know what's in your bag, or in this bag, stay with me. Let's have a look. And we were going to sing a little theme tune there, but I'm not going to do it today because I think it's silly. Inside here, ooh, so we get a Porsche mobile charging book. How thick is that? I never. Do we really have to have that much? Oh, wow. Right, okay, and it weighs. Trust me, that weighs a lot. Someone had to print that and produce it. No wonder this car costs 100 grand. Right, so here we have something that looks straight out of, like, Star Wars. That is obviously your plug for charging. This one is the... Oh, that's a big one, isn't it? That's very nice. And that one charges that end, and this one, look, that goes in the other end. That's very nice, isn't it? And that's got another bit of pluggy bit in there as well. It's all very interesting stuff. Ah, that's what I was looking for. See, now you know we're in the UK when you see that plug. So if you live overseas, do you remember those when you used to live here in the UK before you were exiled? Hey? That's what it looks like. And I presume that this bit plugs in. See, this is a man thing. If you're interested in this, you're going to love it. See, look, that bit goes in there like that, and then you can plug that bit in the wall socket. And I'm sure if you live in France, Belgium, Holland, or any of those, that will have the two pin, the little double pin, and that would be slightly different. They didn't give it to me here, even though I told them we were going to France. That would have been great. Anyone got an adapter? Can you imagine at the service station? Anyone got an adapter with them? I want to plug my car in, like. Won't bloody charge. Right, so you get that thing and you get that thing plugged in there. So that's for your wall socket charging. Oh, it's all coming out of everywhere. Now, if you want to go... Oh, no, this is another one. This is... now this is the red one. So this one means it's like extra powerful. I think this is like a 3-phase one. If you know anything about electrics, this one's got more kilowatts that runs through it. There is a few other bits and pieces in here. I think this is something that you hang on your wall with the screws. So when you buy one of these, this is the kit. This could be the home kit. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So, yeah, there you go. Look, it's got loads of lovely bits in here. I'm enjoying this. Anyway, it's becoming really boring. So, go on, bugger off. Go and have a look around what the passengers do. I'm going to enjoy myself with something here. Very nice. Let's check it out in the back for the passengers. Well, you would expect, and you would be quite right in thinking that this is a very, very comfortable car. Now, the big difference when you build a car and you're building it for passengers and for people, to enjoy and be in comfort, you need the distance here in the seat. Like your sofa settee, whatever you call it at home, the couch or whatever. If it butts up to just under your knees here, it's always going to be comfortable no matter what. Now this goes the extra mile because you've got those, you can actually maneuver this up and down, which is really, really nice. And even with that seat in the position, my driving position, look, I can actually reach right forward there, and it's almost, well, it's just sublime. It's beautiful, and the leather in here is so soft. It's really, really lovely. I see no point in these anymore. I've mentioned this a couple of times. Manufacturers, forget it. We don't put magazines in it. There aren't map books. We don't use maps anymore. This is where they used to be kept when I was a kid. And Dad doesn't keep his, his naughty magazines in there anymore. Not that my dad did in any way, shape, form or fashion. I just thought, I don't know, my brain was just off there on one. You don't get, I found this very unusual because Porsche normally are very good for the passengers when it comes to the heating. You normally get heated seats in the back here. You normally get independent heating controls, but all you've got is independent air controls. That's it. You can turn them off and on. I'm quite shocked at that. That's in my books, that's cheapskate. Something down here for what? Putting a pen. Good thing is you do get a double USB, so they have thought of the kids in the back here charging their stuff up. And you also get the obligatory 12-volt adapter. And yet again, just above the transmission tunnel here, there's another little box for some reason. God knows what you put in there either. Transmission tunnel, speaking of that, it's quite low. It's not bad. Let's see what it's like to climb over. Well, as you would expect, yeah, look at that. Easily get 3 people across here. With room, I could spread the old legs and do whatever I want in the back here. So I think, all in all, this car is geared up for 3 people across here. Another thing, I love the way the seat belts are recessed as well. It's really nice. You've got twin ISOFIX points either side, and they're on the little clip ones. Now, yet again, that is another design fault, because you're going to lose these, and I've said that before. In other cars we find they're the twisty, sticky, uppy ones. You're going to lose these, and in a way, you know, you end up paying for these again, and I bet they're not cheap. So again, something I'm not over keen on. They're very difficult to push back as well. There you go, they do go back. In the centre here, there you go, you get a nice armrest, you get a double cup holder, and in the centre, the Germans must like their energy drinks because they've incorporated an energy drink holder as well, which is rather cool. And these are rubberoid. I think the idea behind that is that the bottles or cups, whatever you put in there, do not slip around, which is really nice. Another good thing is, if you want to reach inside, you can actually access the rear boot space by just dropping this centre panel here. Remember the old ski hatch, which we talked about earlier. And it also doubles up as a rather nice armrest as well. So if you don't want to use the shorter one, you want the longer one, look at that, it's perfect. All in all, it's a pleasant place to sit, basically due to this massive, huge panoramic roof. It's almost like a convertible car. It's so big in here. Another thing I like, just before we finalise our bit for the passengers, this lovely big window at the back here. I was expecting, this being the coupe, that the roof would slope down a lot and you wouldn't get any headroom, but it's quite the opposite. In actual fact, it's been very cleverly designed in the fact that you've got this sloping roof from outside, looks very severe, and yet it's not. And I thought that the window was going to be a bit small as well, and it's not. Again, all of these, it's not. It's getting quite incredible. If you were a youngster, you're not going to get car sick in here because that window is huge. Nice Bose surround system. Plenty of things to keep you comfortable in the back. Now, that's all great, but what's it like for the driver? Let's go check it out. Okay, so up front for the driver. Well, you're going to expect it to be comfortable. At the end of the day, it's a Porsche, and these things were designed to go fast round big bends. And these seats were designed to hold humans in a position of steerability in big bends. And you don't get any less than you do in any other Porsche in the Cayenne. These are stunning seats. They're beautifully adjusted as well. Both his and hers, hers and his, or his and his, are electronically adjustable as well. And you can get a knee adjustment on these, which I really love. It comes right out and gets right under those knees for those long distance drives that you might be doing. I'm going to pull that door a little bit tight. Let's start from the right hand side in this car, because over here is your lighting cluster right next to the, it's sort of like a fake key, because this car is keyless at the end of the day. I've got the key in my pocket, but there is a sort of key that's sort of moulded to the car itself. It's quite strange. I would have thought it would have been nice to have had a push button, you know, start, stop or whatever. But this one you actually turn. So there we go. That's next to the lighting cluster, as I said. So you can adjust the lights, you put them in auto. It's got auto dip beam on here as well, which is great. So it doesn't dazzle people, and if they come around the corner, it senses it. So you don't have to think about it. Moving across to this fantastic instrument cluster. It's a digital instrument cluster. It just covers absolutely everything. I mean, there's probably nothing on here that, you know, you just hasn't been forgotten. Right hand side of the steering wheel. Okay, we got paddle shifts. We got right hand side of the steering wheel on the front here. You've got your telephone system, and you've got your scroll menu for the right hand side of your instrument cluster. On the left hand side, you've got your menus and your volume plus buttons. And again, this is moving around and changing things on your instrument cluster. It's brilliant. It's almost like boo, boo. It's like one of these, you know, Space Invader games. To the right, now this is the button of doom. This is your overboost button in the center. So you've got your different modes here. Now you'll see as I do that, that changes on the screen there. So I'm just turning gently on there. We're in Sport Plus, and then it goes back to E-Power. So it always starts in electronic mode up there at the top. Now, if you're out on the road and you need that little bit of extra power to get round somebody, overtake somebody maybe, or you just want to have a bit of fun like I do, then just hold that button down. It will give you 20 seconds of overboost. And trust me, it really does fly, because this car will do 0 to 60 in just a smidge under 5 seconds. It is absolutely breathtaking when it gets going. And when you hold that down and let it go for that 20 seconds, it's like, yeah! We'll demonstrate that when we get out on the road. All of that power is controlled by a lovely Tiptronic 8-speed gearbox, which is here in the middle. It's also sort of counteracts the fact that there are no knobs in here. We have no knobs. And you know I love my knobs. Well, there is a little knob there, but you don't really class that as a knob. But you get a nice pistol grip instead. Love a pistol grip. Screen, look at that. I mean, come on. And do you want much clearer? Do you want it to tell you much more? This thing is amazing. Watch this. Look, I'm going to go to source, and everything is touch sensitive, media. Oh, it's come up. I don't listen to 104, but look at that. Wow. You've got the weather. You know, there's everything on here. The map, everything's, you know, it's just incredible. You've got apps. So you can have all your apps. You can download them. Then we've got the phone, which I haven't got rigged up yet. You've got the Nav System. Watch that. Look at that. I mean, that is just mad, isn't it? You've got an off-road section here, which we were on a second ago, so you can actually shift from gravel to mud, and this would actually set up the suspension for you as well. So it's already preset, although you can actually feed in your own, you know, your own bits and pieces that you want. You can have the whole car set up the way you want it. Either you've got separate individual heating controls here with these lovely knurled silver knobs, so you can actually change that just by clicking up and down, and that will change. So that's for your passenger. If you want it synced, the pair of you can have that. You have got a volume knob there, so the volume knob there will work up and down. It's quite nice, but it's not a proper knob, not in my opinion. And then you've got your heated seats. You've got your suspension settings here as well. So if we push, normally that'll all, there you go, that comes up with your off-road, and you can go into the control system. It really is so in-depth. I could spend a whole half an hour explaining all how this works. Basic stuff. Okay, so you've got a place to put your mobile telephone, which goes in there. But unfortunately, it's not wirelessly charged, which is a shame. You've got Apple Play, by the way, and you've also got Android mirroring on this car as well. But you need to be connected, and you do that inside the glove box here. You've got a double USB in there, so that'll help you charging. That will also create the connectivity to your infotainment system as well. You've got your 12-volt charger here as well, so that pops in there. In the old days, that was a cigarette lighter years ago. So if you're watching this going, my God, they used to smoke things in cars. Yes, we did. Yes. Here is your glove box, and it contains an absolutely huge book. Yet again, that's 2 huge books in one car. Look at that. Again, why? What are you going to use that? You're never going to read that. Has anybody out there ever read one of these? Comment below. If you have, you're sad, because seriously, that can all be done online. You don't need those these days. Again, that would save money and allow you to have extra bits that normally you have to pay for. So, you know, imagine if you're producing 1,000 of those books, 100,000 of those books, because Porsche sell a lot of cars. That's a lot of money. A lovely big Porsche clock in the middle here. Absolutely love the Porsche clock, but you do get another one here. Seems like the Germans are obsessed with time. However, it's, yeah, who cares really? I love the piano finish on the bit just above the glove box. It's really nice. Leather surround everywhere. I'm in this place that's so leather clad, darling. It's unbelievable. A bit like a club that I go to in London. All in all, what a beautiful place to sit and, you know, just enjoy driving this Cayenne. It's just amazing. On that note, let's get this car out on the road and let's try that overboost button and see what it goes like. Let's have a bit of fun, guys. Here we are, guys. We're out on the road in the PORSCHE Cayenne Hybrid Coupe. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it's a bit of a car. This is a proper serious bit of kit. I think if you were going to choose a car that could pretty much do everything. So let's start with speed and power. So 0 to 60, sub 5 seconds, top speed, 160 miles an hour. Ticks the boxes, does the job. Sounds good, V6 or V8, good choices. Whatever you want, it's your choice. Then you've got to have something, let's say, that's capable of looking after you going off-road, because you're going to the Fate for the afternoon and you're going to pull a horse box or something, or you're going down to the beach and pulling a jet ski, you've got to go down the sand. This car's got it. Again, this is an off-road vehicle as well. A proper one. Not one of those you just push a button. This is like set it up yourself. Like on that screen, you've got off-road. You push off-road, you can set up gravel, mud, sand, rocks, you name it. And then you've got the height and the terrain adjustment as well. Fantastic. I wouldn't have thought in a million years that anybody who buys one of these buys it as a 4-wheel drive car, but it's there. And then you've got the eco side of it. You've got the eco-friendly bit. You've got the battery or the hybrid where it mixes battery with petrol. And then you've got the petrol engine. It's just the best all-rounder that you're going to find. The only drawback is I wouldn't want to be charging this up, plugging it in. So what I found out what you can do, if you don't mind using a little bit of fuel, is stick it into your sport mode and it will charge the battery for you. So you don't even need to get the electrical kit out. You can just leave it in the bag there. You know, I mean, but if you do want to run around and be Mr. Eco-friendly, It's highly possible. Now, since we've been recording, it's almost like monsoon conditions. So as you can see, there's a lot of water around. This car, this is a Porsche, and Porsche, one thing they're brilliant at, absolutely genius at, is sticking you in the driving seat and making you feel comfortable and in control. Even though the car is doing most of the work. Of course it is. It's weighing up what the damper settings should be, the distance controls, the grip levels and all of that. But that's what you're paying the money for. It's that surety, that safety. And speaking of safety, the number of safety aids on this car just goes, it just goes, you know, it's going on and on. You've got blind spot mirrors, you've got autonomous braking in town, you've got, I feel like one of those adverts where they sell you car insurance or something. You've got sign recognition, you've got the distance control, the lane keeping, the cruise control. Guys, just, I don't need to run through the whole safety systems on this car. It is incredible, absolutely incredible. But above all, what does it feel like to drive? Well, in a few different ways, it's just one of those beautiful cars. You know, you can switch it up or you can switch it down. It's a bit like having the ultimate suit, that you'd only need one suit for everything. So that'd be your going out suit, your funeral suit, your wedding suit, your party suit, and your business suit. This car is the suit for all occasions, and I couldn't sum it up any better. It's a beautiful car to drive. It's not the best on economy. We're getting 19.6. Who cares? It's a Porsche Cayenne, and it's there to do what it says it does. I wouldn't buy one of these for the economy. You probably get a lot better if you stayed in the electrical mode and just keep charging it up. So there you go. There's miles and miles of endless driving you can do with this car. I know if I get in this car and 500 miles later I get out again, if I could do that non-stop, I would just feel exactly the same as the second I got in, because the seats are well bolstered. Look at these grab handles as well. That's for when you're off-road or you're on a track, because you can also track this car as well. I wouldn't want to. Well, I would, just to see what it was like, but hey-ho. Guys, you've been watching me, AJ the Player. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget, like, subscribe and comment. Leave the bell sign unchecked, because we're doing 2-3 videos a week now. Just let me know I'm going up the right lines while I'm talking to you now. Don't forget, leave that bell sign unchecked, and you'll get regular updates. Speaking of updates and 2 videos a week, the reason we have so much content going on our YouTube channel is because we are part of The Player. The Player is a men's bookazine. It comes out every 3 months. For you guys, just for you, because you watch me on YouTube, you can have a free copy. In actual fact, you can have a free, all 36 free copies. There you go. I'm being extra benevolent today. All you got to do is go on to, it's coming up now, www.theplayer.co.uk. See it come up there. Go there, stick in an email, and you'll get a free subscription. The online one, I can't give away the £100 book because I'm just not that wealthy. But yes, you get the online one, nearly 200 pages. It's all guys stuff. It's golf, it's cars, it's boats, it's wine, it's dining, it's holidays, everything us guys love. It's all there. Go and have a look. It's free for you because you watch me on YouTube. Thanks for watching, guys. I will catch you next week with something a bit different. It could be a car show, it could be an interview, it could be a boat, it could be anything. Either way, take it easy out there, be safe, and enjoy life. Catch you next week.